Yo.
How are you?
Hey.
Jude, Veronica, this is Dave.
Hey, Dave. Come on.
Hi. Holy shit, you weren't kidding about the height.
Yeah. Hey, Dave.
Good.
Nice to meet you.
Likewise.
Yeah, you got caught in traffic. I did too.
Yeah, a little bit.
You want coffee?
Oh, water's fine.
Water? All right.
Yeah.
There's the
thanks.
waters in Marcos's fridge.
What?
There's cold water in Marco's fridge. If that one's like room temperature, but they have cold too.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know.
It's water.
Man, fucking scares me, man.
Yeah, me too.
You know, like I believe in it. Like my aunt will put like hope and love and you're a nice person on her water, and then this one says fucking liquid death, man.
Yeah,
But
if
if
it
you-
says liquid death, something tells me, I don't know.
I don't feel right. Yo, I even turned that shit because I was like, I'm afraid of that.
I turned it away.
But
from it.
I didn't want to be the wackadoo to be like, I don't believe in drinking water with weird shit written all over it
Thank you.
because I
Thank
believe in
you.
energy. You know what I mean?
Right,
I didn't
right.
want to be that guy all of a sudden.
No, I hear you.
All right, I'm
You're
glad
a
we're on the
smoker,
same.
aren't
What's
you?
that?
You smoke, don't you?
No.
No? Edibles, nothing?
No.
No, okay. I thought you were a
Nice.
smoker.
Oh, no. A lot of people think that, but I don't know. Maybe it's because of the art
The
stuff.
painting, yeah. I put it together, that's what I figured, yeah.
He's like, I'm
All good,
natural.
though.
Got that natural high.
Cool.
Your
You know
name's
what those
Dave Santia.
That's me.
Nice to meet you, Dave. I'm Jude.
Likewise. Good to meet you.
Good to meet you too. So everyone thinks you smoke weed because you're artistic.
Yeah, you know, I get a lot of a lot of people presume certain things, you know, because of the being an artist and stuff.
Yeah.
But, actually, I quit smoking cigarettes and quit drinking alcohol both in 2015.
Why? Do you feel better?
Oh yeah. Thank you.
I feel, man. I was watching all those movies from the 1950s.
Yeah.
Can you flip that on you, please?
Oh yes.
Just throw it up on your collar or some shit. That had me, man. I chain smoke like a motherfucker, man. I was just running through, and I'm like goth, so I'm chain smoking cloves, dog. Like
Right.
just chain smoking cloves.
yeah.
Every time Humphrey Bogart slaps somebody, I'm like, yeah, get him.
Yep, I loved smoking cloves, Newports. Newport, that was my go-to. And occasionally I'd like to treat myself to a clove. But yeah, I'm kind of glad that I dropped it.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know.
You're kind of like me. You got the palate of a 4-year-old when it comes to the cigarettes. Like I like the candied shit.
Yep.
I want some fucking candied shit, man.
Yep. The only problem is that every once in a while I grab one. I got one of those.
Them vapes.
Yeah, those are difficult.
Vapes are fucking crazy, man. I think they're worse than cigarettes, to be real with you.
Yeah, well, it doesn't help that they taste like gummy bears and cotton candy, and
They're delicious.
Yeah.
And here's another thing, like with the cigarette, I have to pull out my cigarettes. I have to find a lighter. I have to get dirty looks from everybody around me. I have to light it, smoke it. With the vape, you're just.
Yep. You can sneak it, and no one would even know.
You got some nerves. Grab your vape.
Yep.
Get that shit. I wanted to go get some cigarettes, and it was just me and a bunch of fucking 70-year-old ladies, and they were all getting vapes, and I was getting my smokes.
Really?
Yeah, it was crazy.
That's unusual that they're that old, and usually you hear about an older person and vape. They usually have like, it seems to me like they turn their nose to it. Oh, you smoke a real cigarette, that sort of
Not
thing.
anymore, man. Now that
Yeah.
the boomers are aging, like that was the one before. Who was the cool guys?
Yeah.
The pre-boomers were the tough ones.
Right.
But now the boomers, they're pussy. They're like, I'm afraid to die. Here's my feelings. I got family members. They turn 75. This motherfucker still talking about being a 4-year-old, man. It's like, bro, man, whatever happened 71 years ago, you got to get past that.
Right. I hear you. It's kind of funny because a lot of the older people now, like senior citizens even, are doing shit that you wouldn't even think that your grandparents would do. Like, I can't remember what comedian it was that had this routine. I don't know if it was Adam Sandler or whatever. Said something like, in the future, old people are going to be listening to rap music.
Bruh.
We're there.
Yeah, man.
We're there.
Yeah, man. I know it's weird, or like, old dudes listening to metal, or
Yep.
or little kids being like, having to see like little kids being posers wearing Metallica shit, and they don't know anything about it, or something like that.
Yeah.
It's a whole new.
I was at a CVS the other day, and they were playing Ozzy over the.
Yo, bruh. I was saying I was at Big Lots and they were playing The Cure.
Yeah.
I'm like, bruh, we're at Big Lots and they're playing close to me or something. That's when you know you're like, man, I jumped a shark. It's a rap for
Yeah,
me.
whatever happened to them playing like Chicago and Richard Marx, stuff like that.
Yeah, like Fleetwood Mac, and then you roll your eyes. Like I've heard you can go your own way so many times. It's kind of funny. It kind of exposes us. A lot of times we think we're like the hippie generation. To me, I think the hippies always look down on the parrot heads, which were like the fucking what's it, Jimmy Buffett guy.
Yeah, right.
But like, yo, man, when the rubber hit the road, the hippie generation was fucking lining up to get shots. They were doing that. They were looking to pharmaceutical companies. Like, bro, you guys are not the rebels you thought you were.
Right.
It looks like the parrot heads are fucking way more about it than you were. Who the fuck knew? I want to listen to the song. I didn't even know it. I was like, Margarita. Let me go listen to Margaritaville. See what that's all about. Because apparently Zeppelin is fucking bullshit. You guys are fucking fags. I don't know. So you do art.
Mm-hmm. I am what's called a speed painter. And basically what I do is I've got a big black 4x5 foot canvas. I've got paint all by my feet. And I've got...
Show them your shoes.
Oh, yeah.
It's kind of like self-explanatory.
Yo, son. Those shoes, you can sell those for big money in LA.
Oh, people have offered to buy them.
Yo, they be like, yo, so they can walk around and pretend like they're artists too, man.
Yeah, well, I've got brushes in each hand.
Okay.
And then I've got a DJ playing music.
Yeah.
And by the time a song or two is done, the painting is done. As the music's playing, I'm painting on the canvas, and the painting will be related to the music that's being played. Like for instance, if the DJ is playing Jimi Hendrix, then I'm doing a painting of Jimi Hendrix.
Right. So do you have, does that mean that you have like routines? So would you have like, or can someone
Like-
throw you a curveball and you can come, like, you have like a Jimmy, are you good at Jimi Hendrix and like 10 other people that you can pull from, or is it pretty?
I do about a little over 300 different speed paintings, and that roster that it's growing.
I was gonna say it's growing. I'm imagining it grows exponentially.
When I paint live at an event, it's predetermined ahead of time what I'm gonna paint. That way I'm prepared for it.
Yeah.
And when I first started, I've been drawing and painting since I was little, but I started the speed paint. Oh, another thing is a little gimmick to it is I do the painting upside down.
So wait, hold on.
Right.
A second, man. Will you play me some of this? I want to.
Just do a search for Dave Santia.
How big of a canvas do you work on?
4x5 feet.
And you're pretty tall, right?
Yeah.
So you can really get out. Is the upside down thing, does that help you, or is that a level of difficulty that
In certain things, it does help with accuracy when you're painting upside down, but
How so?
Do you want me to just pull from images or from your website?
No, I want to watch. I actually want to.
you want to see a video?
Yeah, is there like a YouTuber?
Oh yeah. There's tons of videos out there. Just go on Google videos and you'll see a whole list.
I don't think we can actually play the music, but you can put it on the.
Let's see. I'm just gonna skip this ad.
Tell that. Shut up.
Oh yeah, that was I was on WDIV about a year ago. Okay, yeah.
Hey, you got your Santia jersey and shit. You were born in '67.
No, my parents were married in '67.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah.
So that meant you were
I
born in
love
'68. No.
Yeah, I got that jersey from the Pistons. They had me perform for one of their halftime shows.
I see what you're doing.
Yeah, I'm moving a little slow here because she was interviewing me at the
Yeah,
same
can you
time.
go to one where there's not some mouthy lady distracting him. Yakety yak, lady.
I'm pulling this back over here.
Yeah. So,
Okay.
were your parents together the whole time? They still together?
My dad, yeah, they were together the whole time. My dad passed away in 2011, right before I went live. Well, actually, right at the same time that I went public with the whole speed painting thing.
Really?
Yeah.
So you were doing this solo at the house. What?
Yeah. This is okay. This is a little bit. This is sped up. This was.
Yeah. That's perfect though.
Yeah. This
Here,
probably
hold it.
took about 6 or 7 minutes
Can
to
you make
do.
it bigger?
Yeah.
For a fella?
Give me one. I'm trying to.
So what do you mean? So you were doing this by yourself
Yeah.
back in the for years, and then you decided to go.
No,
as a
actually,
career?
well, what happened was.
All
Pro-
right, technology.
That's fine. You're good.
Yeah, what happened was back in, I want to say 2010, I was mulling around on YouTube, and I ran across this video from that old TV show, That's Incredible.
Yeah.
And the host was talking about this artist, and he does something amazing, and he does this and that, blah, blah, blah. And then they cut to the artist, and he had the same basic setup as me, big black canvas, brushes in each hand, paint all by his feet, and he's throwing paint at the canvas, and within seconds you can tell it was going to be a painting of John Lennon. So that kind of blew me away. I watched the video again, I watched it again. Then I said to myself, you know what? With what I know, I think I can do this.
Yeah.
So I started training myself.
How would you go about? What would be some of the things that you would practice in training?
I was just training myself how to paint certain celebrities. I think there it is. I just did the flip.
Hey, Earnhardt.
Yep.
Still the same. Caught up with him yesterday.
Yeah, I started. I was
That's
painting.
dope, dude.
Thanks.
That's fucking hell.
Yeah, NASCAR caught wind of this, and I think this is probably their upload because they time lapsed it and they started posting it on all their social media
That's
sites.
still, bro. Man, you know who I thought it was gonna be? George Clinton. I was like, oh, it's George Clinton.
Yeah,
I was off.
Yeah, so I started training myself. I was painting certain, various celebrities, John Lennon, Michael Jackson, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And I started recording myself and uploading these videos to YouTube and Facebook and wherever. And I would watch the videos to study myself to see where I needed improvement. And then I would take these videos and I shopped it around to all these local bars and restaurants.
Yeah.
And I was looking to have this be like an alternative form of entertainment for bars and restaurants, and maybe I can make a few $100 on the weekends, on the side, that sort of thing. Well, every bar and restaurant I approached, I was offering to do it for free, and they all turned me down. Like they were all reading from the same script. Like, it's cool, it's fun, but we don't think it'd be a right fit for our establishment.
You
that sort
fucking
of thing.
kid. Ugh.
I got it. They're probably afraid I was going to get paint everywhere and all that stuff, which was fine. But it didn't discourage me. I still kept at it. And then one day, a friend of mine, my friend Ron DeRezzi, he calls me up.
Yeah.
And he says, Dave, he goes, I've been seeing these videos that you're posting on Facebook, this speed painting thing that you're doing. And I'm doing this fundraiser in May. And he goes, why don't you come on out and do a couple of these paintings? We'll auction them off for the charity. Well, it took some convincing on his part, but I finally agreed to it. At first I said no, because all of a sudden I had cold feet, Before I was the one on the hunt.
You're super into it, and then
Yeah, nah.
you got shit on like 15 times
Right.
by Andiamos and shit. And
Yeah,
all of a sudden,
I was thinking maybe I'm doing something wrong here. So, anyways, he convinced me, and I went and I did it. And this was on May 1st, 2011. And there's a significance to that date. And I'll tell you why in a minute. I went out there, and this was, was a Sunday afternoon, and the first painting I was doing was the Statue of Liberty, and within the first 30 seconds or so, I screwed up. I messed up on this painting, and I was like shit, I'm not ready for this. I mean, I was visibly shaking.
bad.
And yeah, I had like, I don't know, 250 people watching me. And I was like, I'm not ready for this. I said to myself, I should just drop the brushes, turn around, apologize, and walk out with my tail between my legs. And then I said to myself, if I do that, I'm done before I even begin. Now all these thoughts, all these thoughts went through my head within a matter of like 3 seconds, you know. And I said to myself, calm down. I got black paint with me. I know where I messed up. Just finish the rest of the painting. By the time I'm done, that area will be dry enough where I can cover it with the black paint and no one would know the difference. So that's what I did. Flipped it right side up. It was the Statue of Liberty. The crowd loved it. They auctioned it off. And did a second painting. It was Jimi Hendrix. We found out later that night, the reason why I say the date was significant, May 1st, is that on the other side of the planet, it was May 2nd in Afghanistan. We found out that around the time that I was doing that painting of the Statue of Liberty was around the time they killed Osama bin Laden.
No kidding.
Yeah. So anyways, that fundraiser.
You want me to click on anything?
What's that?
Jude is like, you want me to click on anything?
No, please.
Oh.
Let alone.
Yeah, that fundraiser led to 2 more fundraisers, which led to 4 more, which led to 8 more, and so on and so forth. And before you know it, I mean, I'm getting booked left and right. And I was fine. The problem was that I was donating 100% of what the paintings were going for. And I was looking at speed painting as a way to
How are you getting paid then?
Right. Well, that's the thing. I was looking at
He's
it
a
as
nice
a
guy.
way. Well, I was hoping that it would be an avenue to get people to look at my other artwork, my oil paintings, the paintings that took me 40, 50 hours to do, that sort of thing. But they weren't interested in that stuff.
Yeah. Well, it's.
All right. They were interested in the speed painting. So I had to figure out a way where I can keep doing this because I loved working I loved the fact that my artwork was going towards helping charitable foundations.
Yeah.
So I had to think of a way where I can do this and not go broke. So
What's the way?
when they get auctioned off, I work on a percentage split.
That's smart.
Yeah, that way it doesn't put a burden on the charity.
Yeah, it's like it's all found money for them.
Yeah, that's it. And it's a form of entertainment that
Has any bars taken you up on this? It's like it's.
Well,
it
now I
seems like
don't.
this, now you don't even want to do this shit now, right? Like,
Now I'm performing for like UNICEF and the American Cancer Foundation, that sort of thing.
And so these events, these galas that you're doing, it's attracting like the top 1% as opposed to being down at Applebee's and fucking doing like Jim Morrison for some drunk fella.
Yes and no. See, the thing is that I've done events where I've done fundraisers where my paintings have gone for $15,000-$20,000.
Yeah.
But I've also done events where they barely reach 1,000. But
Right.
the thing is that to me it doesn't matter what the event is. I shouldn't.
So what I got to do to get a good price on you, I got to figure out where the poorest people are going to be. Like, all right, what is going to be the poorest event? And then show up there with a big fucking check and fucking out. Like, look at this fucking guy.
In other words, yeah.
Fucking outbid this mall clerk.
Right. See,
got
the
hurt.
thing is that even though I've done the really big ones,
Yeah,
it
yeah.
doesn't put me above doing the smaller ones.
Yeah, yeah.
I as long as the artwork is going towards helping, something, helping, the less
You
fortunate.
seem to believe in energy a lot. You know what I mean? Like, I've noticed that we both agree on not drinking anything that
Yeah.
says liquid death on it. Like you felt this vibe across the earth, with doing something attached to America and then the Obama, and then you're doing things where you're rolling your energy in a positive direction.
Yeah, I've done the events where my paintings have gone for 15,000, 20,000, but then again, I've also done the events at like a local bar where some family is trying to raise money to pay for their kids' chemotherapy.
Yeah, man.
and honestly, those events, those type of events, those local things, I love doing them because they're super appreciative.
Well, and you get to see exactly the person you're helping. It's like,
Yeah.
It sucks when there's this bureaucracy involved with
Sure.
with charity. It's like,
Right.
okay, I'm doing this, and I guess it'll help, as
Right.
opposed to like, hey man, I'm looking at you dead. I see you more soul to soul, and I want to help you.
Right, exactly. You know, yeah, and I, you know, I like that. You know, it's cool. I get to, you know, when I do those smaller events, I get to, you know, it's more intimate. I get to meet the people that the charity is directly, you know, affecting.
Yeah.
Sometimes it gets a little sad because maybe, I mean, I did an event about 6 months ago where this woman, she had cancer and she was dying. She was like,
This was like to raise money for the future
Funeral.
for our kids and all
right.
that.
It was a fundraiser to raise money for her kids, for her family, and for her funeral expenses. Yeah, you know, certain.
How do you approach that one?
Tough. It's tough. I mean, you gotta have a thick skin sometimes, to the point where you're immune to it. It might seem, you might come across as maybe cold a little bit, but because you do them so often, you're kind of used to it. But you still gotta, you know, keep in mind, you know.
I don't want my surgeon weeping into my open wound. You know what I mean? Like you have to bring yourself above.
Right. Exactly.
And almost like like anything.
You got to put yourself. You're there for the purpose, and you got to have your mind on that purpose.
Yeah, yeah.
You
gotta
know.
turn off your empathy, or else
Right.
it's a fucking rap, dude.
And then when you're done with the whole thing, then you turn the empathy on. You know, of course.
Man.
Then you can.
Has anything ever broke you? Have you ever seen something where you're like, fuck, dog, like, and you're like,
a friend of mine was killed. He was shot in the head, and there was a fundraiser for him, for his family, and you know, and I knew the guy.
Right.
And this is the only time this has happened. As I was doing a painting of him, and you know, I was giving it to the family, and as I was doing the painting, I broke down and started crying. You know, I was just about finished with it, and then I had to stop for a second. I had to put the brushes down. I put I went like this, and because I couldn't see, because my eyes were welled up with tears. I had to wipe away the tears so I can get back to the painting. Yeah, that kind of sucked.
Man. Like, I feel you, man.
Yeah, but yeah, you know, it's been a fun ride doing it.
Let me ask you the techniques and stuff. So, when you're doing this, how do you approach it? You gotta have like a game plan. Do you do like an outline of the head, like?
No, I've got certain cues on the canvas to help me with centering and proportioning, so I can get this thing done. I got to get it done in like 7 minutes.
So what is a cue?
Like certain little
It'll be a
marks.
mark? It'll be an
Yeah,
X.
like this is where I got to put the nose. This is where I got to put the mouth.
Okay.
That sort of thing. Yeah, otherwise, it would take me an hour to do it. You know,
Yeah, I figured,
the cues help me with centering and proportioning, and you know, and then I flip it right side up, and the painting is done. And I do have a process as I'm painting it too. I do, you know, I paint the darker areas first,
Okay.
and then the lighter areas. Okay, yeah, that's one I did with Tony Bennett. That other stuff that you see, the black and white stuff, that's all digital pencil.
How do you like digital pencil?
I was, for years, I was against any type of digital artwork.
Yeah.
I was part of the camp of like digital art isn't real art, you know, that sort of thing.
Right.
And then when the pandemic hit, I couldn't do the live speed painting because the world was shut down.
Right.
So I decided to teach myself something new. I bought myself an iPad and an Apple Pencil. Started drawing digitally, and I came to the realization that digital art is just like regular art, except for it's just in another you got to have the talent to be able to draw in order to do it. There's certain things that make things easier. There's certain things that make things harder. It's just another platform. When the pandemic happened and I started getting into digital art, my eyes were opened and I realized it is real art. It's just you're drawing it digitally.
The same way I can tell what something like the difference between watercolor and acrylic. Your eye is trained to tell between digital and pencil.
What do you mean?
Like this would be like, what is this,
like
acrylic
this
or
looks
oil?
like can you tell the difference between a digital piece and a pencil piece? Is what I'm asking.
Oh,
Like, cause
not always.
oh shit.
Not always. I mean that Fonzie right there, all those black and white ones, that's all done with digital pencil, and sometimes it's difficult to tell that the fake comic
Is
book.
this digital right here?
That's digital, yeah. Like that type of thing, you can tell.
Here, scroll. I want to see if I can guess. All right, all right. Let me see. The Taylor Swift lady. That looks. These all look pop pop.
Yeah, the speed
And
paintings.
then that looks digital too.
Yeah.
Is that close?
Yeah.
All right, that's scroll down. Look at that. Look at that. Man, you. It's a lot of. Do you really like pop culture a lot?
I do. Yeah.
What do you like about it?
I grew up with it, and a lot of it is what inspired me to draw and paint to begin with. Like, I grew up a Star Wars fan, and when I was a kid, I was always drawing Star Wars.
Yeah.
I was drawing Star Wars, Rocky, that's all the stuff that was popular in the 80s, and I was drawing it. And now, even now, I'm still drawing pop culture stuff. I mean, that doesn't mean I'll.
You're Italian.
I am.
That's why you like Rocky so much. Same, bro. You're like, yeah, Rocky, yeah, we finally got one. That was a good movie, though, man. The first one.
Oh, I loved all of them except for the Creed movies. I don't care for the new.
Well, even I was gonna ask you about what's your feelings about all the Star Wars stuff, man?
I like them. I mean, a lot of people. Of course, there's the original trilogy is the best. I like that the best. The prequel trilogies, the prequel movies, I felt was a little bit too special effects driven.
Yeah.
And not enough character development.
Yeah, I don't see any pictures of Jar Jar Binks on
No,
there, man.
and you won't. I like the sequel movies. I know a lot of people don't like them, but hey, I was able to see my childhood, fictional heroes on the screen one more time, and I never thought I would ever be able to see Luke Skywalker and Han Solo. I never thought I'd be able to see them on the screen again, and I got to. So I liked them.
Right.
The TV shows, I like them too. I mean, there's certain things that I don't like. There's certain things that I love.
But I think the knock on it was like they kind of like you didn't like Han Solo kind of get killed off like in a. People weren't crazy about the way Han Solo died. People were mad that they turned Luke into a fucking what's those?
Hermit.
Yeah, what those guys are incel.
Yeah.
He's like fucking.
Well,
So it's almost like, well, you shitting on the motherfucker's memory.
Yeah,
So I can see that.
I can see that too. A lot of fans wanted the Han Solo and Leia and Luke to have a scene together. That's just fan service. But and I get that too. But you know what though? It's like this. It's okay to not like something of something that you love.
Yeah.
My favorite band is Van Halen, but I don't like every album. I don't like every song, and that's okay. You don't like the sequels, fine, that's cool. You don't like this TV show, that's cool too. Maybe you'll like the next one.
Yeah. Which Van Halen is your? What do you like? The first Van Halen?
I like them both. I like the.
I'm at the very first album.
Oh yeah.
That's kind of my favorite.
Oh yeah. My favorite I think is probably 1984.
That's what Jump.
Yeah, because that's the album that got me into the band.
I bet. Yeah.
I was 9 years old when it came out.
It's funny. There's something about.
Yo, Ronnie just told me it was your birthday, man. Happy birthday. You know, this is the first time I didn't invite you to a thing out here, and it's on your fucking birthday. Isn't that something?
Me and my buddy used to often argue about. He was actually an artist too who would do digital work, and he would criticize some of the music I liked as nostalgic. Like I like it for nostalgia reasons.
You like it because you like it.
Yeah, truly. But there's certain shit where it's just like, man, I shouldn't even be liking this shit, man. But it's like I do like it because I like it, but it might be because I was a kid.
Maybe. I mean, I think maybe there's some truth to that. I mean, they say that the music that you listen to between the ages of 10 and 25 is the music that you listen to for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
But there's some new stuff out there that I like. You know, I mean, I might not necessarily buy an album.
I was like, I don't know if I agree with that. I don't like the music of today that much.
I mean, for the most part. Yeah, I don't like a lot of it, but you know, every once in a while there's a song that comes out that you know that hits
Hooks
me.
you, yeah.
Hey, man, there was one song I liked a long time ago, which was there was two songs from the last couple. Well, whatever, man, from the last couple of years. I'm trying to fucking explain this. I like that one song that was the "Call Me Maybe" song. Hey, I just met you. And
This is crazy.
Yeah, I like that shit. And you know the worst part? Like, I was hanging out with these girls, they played it over and over and over again. I'm like, turn this shit off. And then I started liking it. And then, fucking 5 years later, I put it on there like, turn this shit off. I'm like, motherfucker, you the one that made me like this shit.
You know what's weird is like when I hear a song from the 90s that I hated back when it was originally came out. And then now I hear it now, I kind of like it.
Yeah,
I think that's where the nostalgia kicks in. Because I hear a song from the 90s that I hated and I like it now, but it brings me back to when I was 22.
Sometimes it'll be like a group of people. I was telling, like, I don't know if I'll ever be able to like Dave Matthews Band just because all I can picture is dudes with like dusty ass feet and flip flops and wearing remember the Gamecocks?
Yeah.
They had cocks on their fucking hat and fucking. I just hated them dudes. Like I don't think I could ever listen to Dave Matthews.
I always looked at Dave Matthews as frat music. You know,
that's what I'm saying. So I never even gave it. I never even gave it a chance. So.
Yeah.
Like I was like, man, fuck that. I'm not fucking with that dude.
I've been to 2 Dave Matthews concerts. Both of them I went to.
Why?
Reluctant. Because it was free.
That would do it.
No, I can't shit on Dave Matthews. I do like some of his stuff.
I don't even know. Like I don't that's my point. I never even gave this dude a chance.
Yeah.
And I want to go back and maybe I'll give that fella a chance. Probably not today, not tomorrow.
Yeah, I like I like a couple of his mainstream songs,
Yeah.
the radio played stuff, some of it. You know. I get what you're saying, you know.
Sometimes, the fans will just ruin it for you or something like that.
Yeah, sometimes bands grow on you, like Fish. Fish grew on me.
Really?
Yeah, I hated Fish at first. My cousin loved them.
So Fish is a jam band for anybody that doesn't know. It's PHI.
Right.
Fish.
My cousin loved them, and then whenever I went over to his house, he was always watching some sort of Fish concert or whatever. So I pretty much had no choice.
But once again, it's the fans that make you hate them and shit. Because you're like, oh, let's hang out, and you're like, this motherfucker making me watch a Fish concert for 17 hours.
I'm with you, man. I a lot of times I hate stuff that's popular. For years, my least favorite Star Wars character was Boba Fett because he was so damn popular.
Yeah, for no reason.
Yeah, he had like
man.
3 lines, and
then he shows up, gets chucked in the fucking hole, right? Like with the snakes to eat him or whatever. It's like, that's it. He just shows up, gets fucked up, and that's it.
Yeah, some blind guy hits him on the back of his jetpack on accident.
Straight up.
And he dies. Oh, but then he didn't die.
Okay. I was I remember I couldn't stand Sublime because I listened to rap music, so Sublime just sounded corny to me.
Right.
And I was driving in Long Beach, and I busted out my tires, and I was stuck there for the afternoon, and just walking around Long Beach, Sublime suddenly made sense to me. Like it didn't mean I liked them, but I was like, oh, I get it. It's like weird hacky sacking fucking beach guys that will probably fuck you up if you get in a fight with them or some shit like that.
Well, with the whole speed painting thing that I do, a lot of times I'll have to paint something that's popular for an event, and I might not necessarily like.
Yeah, well, like Taylor Swift, I saw.
Like Taylor Swift, right? You know, I have to
Like,
paint.
this dude's a
I'm not
Swiftie.
yeah.
She's a Swiftie.
Right, you know, like I'm not a Taylor Swift fan by any means, and so now I got to listen to Taylor Swift music because I got to play it while I'm painting Taylor Swift. And I ain't gonna lie, okay, there's a song or two that you know, I kind of dig. Okay, I can see why she's so popular. My nieces love her, you know, of course, but you know, they're 7, 8 years old. You know? But
I meant to ask you that. Like, is there any music that pulls out? Like, music inspires, right? So, like,
right.
What music do you find to be your most inspirational music to paint to?
Instrumental. Instrumental for sure, or something that's got a good beat.
Why is it? Why do you feel that instrumental?
Well, sometimes lyrics can be distracting.
Truly.
And not only that, but instrumental music. I'm talking like, okay, getting back to Star Wars again. John Williams.
Yeah.
A lot of like movie soundtracks can have like a sentimental vibe to them.
So John Williams is the fellow, the composer.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they did all the Star Wars stuff.
Right.
You know, or James Horner, he's another one. You know, I can go through the list, but a lot of times, you know, instrumental stuff like that has like a sentimental vibe to it.
Just a feel, man. Yeah, it's
Right.
like you're like it'll take you to a. I think music and smells, man. Like sounds and smells, fucking will. That's like
Right. Well, they say smell is the strongest sense that's connected to memory.
Yeah.
You know, also, you know, like a lot of instrumentals can have like a vibe that can just pump you up. You know.
like Rocky.
Like Rocky, right?
He's a wow.
Like Rocky.
I'm gonna paint the fuck out of this shit.
Hey, you mentioned that.
Eye of the Tiger and shit.
Yeah, well, like even like some of his like training music, you know, it makes you kind of want to, you know, it makes you think you can bench press 1,000 pounds.
I mean, like there's something to it. You know, people do better when other like if they're being clapped for it. Like it's just it's interesting. It goes back to this energy. It's like, yo, man, we're like clapping shouldn't do anything for me, but it does. It pushes me. Like this song, these sounds, these frequencies, based on the way this world is laid out, shouldn't, but it does.
Right.
And it often, I was really on this when I first started doing this. Is like, I ponder what what the frequencies are that people are listening to right now, and what it's actually doing to them. Because I don't.
Oh, you know, you got the Crabman fake comic book cover there. There's a story. Yeah.
What's the story to the Crabman?
You ever see the TV show My Name is Earl?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Crabman is a character on the show, right?
Okay.
And I for fun, I'll draw these fake comic book covers of TV shows and movies that
that's cool,
never
man.
got comics, right?
Yeah.
And I drew this one of My Name is Earl. It's got all the My Name is Earl characters on it. And I just kind of threw it up on Facebook and Instagram and whatever. And this guy, the actor here that played Darnell, that played Crabman, he got a hold of me. And he wanted
that's cool.
a fake comic book cover of his character. So I did one. I sent him the files. You know, I drew it digitally. I sent him the files, and I guess to my understanding, he uses it when he goes to conventions. He uses it as one of the pictures that you can buy
That's
for
badass,
the autograph.
yeah.
That's cool.
And
Did you
other
ever get paid?
other actors saw it,
Yeah.
and they've been getting a hold of me to do one for them.
That's awesome. So like this is you're almost doing like vanity pieces for actors.
Yeah.
I think that's awesome.
I think that
It's-
is amazing.
It's
Yeah,
fun.
and it's like you get to do like you can really let your mind go on as far as like coming up with cool ass things.
Yeah, and the best part is, you know, a lot of times, you know, I'll put like little homages or tributes. Like this has got an homage to James Bond, Batman, and Superman all at the same time.
Let me see another. Do you got any more of those? I like that.
Yeah. I think. There's one I did of.
Chuck.
Okay, Chuck. Yeah.
Is that the one?
It's a spoof of Purple Rain, right?
Oh yeah, straight up.
Yeah. And if you scroll back a little bit, a couple more, I had this other idea back in 1984, the Star Wars one. I had that idea when I was a kid.
Yo, the Purple Rain Star Wars, that's gangster, bro. Luke.
I had that
enjoy
idea
you.
when I was a kid. I always wanted to see a spoof of the Purple Rain album cover with Luke on a speeder bike instead of Prince on a motorcycle.
That's really cool, man, that you can. I always have those ideas.
Yeah.
But I draw like a fucking 4-year-old, so it's just like stick figure
It
this.
just
and
takes practice. It takes practice. That's all. You keep at it. You gotta you draw something.
What are some techniques that you could tell me to do, because I think you're a natural, and I think we tend to lean towards stuff that we're good at naturally. You know what I mean? Like I could practice, but how do I start?
I think the thing is
Give me a
the
give me a pencil.
well, the most important thing is you got to have the interest.
I'm interested.
When I came out of the womb, I wasn't able to do this.
Well, clearly, but what do I got to do to get there? I'm gonna do it right now.
Well, you got to start.
Shapes.
That's it. You gotta
Shapes.
what you got to do is you got to have the interest. And when you draw something, and if you think it sucks, just draw it again and improve it. And if you think that sucks, then keep on doing it again and again until it gets better and better and better until you get to the point where you're satisfied.
I disagree with you completely. I think that all of us, all three of us, are experiencing this world in slightly different, and we see things differently.
Sure, of course.
And
sure.
the way you see this room
Yeah.
lends to how you are able to draw. You might see things broken down into shapes that I don't even fucking comprehend.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
If I put myself in that mindset where, I'm going to be drawing now, I can look at stuff. I can look at like these things here, these ropes or braids or whatever, and I look at this shade of yellowish green, and I'll start to think of what colors I need to mix to get this color.
Yeah. And like for me, like I look at situations,
What are you
right?
drawing?
I'm doing it. I'm doing the Purple Rain thing, man. I'm telling you. Like I look at situations,
See,
right?
now what you're
What's that?
doing is a good way to start it. Just kind of block it out. Just kind of like block out the certain shapes. Get a general idea of where things are going to go.
Looks like a little broke down dildo.
Yeah, well, and then you build up from that.
Right.
And you keep breaking down and breaking down and breaking down until you get to the the proper the final outcome.
And what you do too is you can create from your brain.
Sometimes it's a little bit difficult.
Yeah.
It's
It's pretty hard, right?
yeah, it is. It
Why
is.
is that?
It's a lot easier when you have an actual photo reference in front of you.
I've dealt with illustrators, and everyone I've dealt with, they haven't been able to like pull out of their head. And
Well-
I didn't know that. Like I didn't know that's.
Yeah, a lot of them, it's common to have a photo. If I'm going to draw a leopard, I know what a leopard looks like in my head, but that doesn't mean I'm going to be able to draw it properly.
Right.
So I'll pull, references. I got to see, okay, and I see stuff that my mind probably doesn't either realize or forgot about or doesn't even know altogether. And I know what a leopard looks like, but I don't necessarily know the muscle structure, and knowing the muscle structure is important. That's where the photo references come in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you
I know what
get
a leopard looks like. No nose.
Yeah, you're getting there.
I think Gauguin got the leprosy. That one fella.
I don't know.
The one that did all the ladies in Tahiti. He went down there and got leprosy.
Maybe.
But he was a dick. You know what I mean? Look at this. Hold up, you guys are gonna be impressed now.
You're getting there. I mean, that's it. You got a nice little gesture drawing going there.
You're literally doing what my daughter does. Wait, Mom, don't move it. And she's
Wait, you telling me I'm a 7-year-old or a
It's
5-year-old?
cute.
Look at that.
Yes, but it looks so good.
Yeah.
That's not what you tell your kid too?
Yes, I do, because it encourages
It looks so
her.
good. I just like,
Don't do that. I want it for my fucking camera.
Yeah, it's good to start with like a little gesture drawing like that, and then you just keep on building it from there.
Hand him the pamphlet and pen.
Oh, you're gonna make me draw now?
I wasn't, that's on her, man.
I'll do something just
She's
like
uncouth.
right
I
there.
wasn't gonna do you like that. Don't do me because I got all fat.
All right,
He's
no,
a
you know
speed
what?
painter.
I'll-
He's
I
gonna
don't
do
want.
something.
I don't want a fat picture of me.
I'll draw.
Hold the
See,
chin.
look, he's doing a big old round head right
hold
now.
the chin in.
No, I'm not gonna draw you. I could see it would take me an hour.
For my big ass head, yeah.
I'll just draw just a basic head here. Now,
Dave, you know what it was? I kept drinking vodka to sleep, and then it was real good at first, but then you needed more and more and more and more. And 6 months into it, I got a giant fucking Alec Baldwin head.
that's what happened with me with alcohol.
Ain't that something?
Like the song Mr. Brownstone, you used
Yeah.
to do a little, but the little couldn't do it, so little got more and more.
Yep.
Spit it out.
Okay. All right. So, anyways, you start off with just a circle.
Okay.
Turn that circle into like an upside down egg. Then you want to draw a line right down the center.
Okay.
And then you want to, kind of like get where your top is going to be and where your bottom is going to be, and do a line, as close to the center. There. That's where your eyes are going to be, right?
Okay.
Halfway between this point and that point, you do another line. That's where the mouth is going to be. About 2/3 of the way between there and there. That's where the nose is going to be.
Is that based on like isn't there like the spiral thingy, go on. Like
Now-
I know
like
what you're
to
trying
tell
to
if
say.
something's like beautiful, like the features are even in a certain way.
Oh,
Is there
yeah,
like
yeah.
math to this?
Yeah,
Okay.
there is. Now you want to break this center line into 5 equal spaces, or as equal as possible.
Okay.
This is very rough, of course.
No, yeah, we're not holding you to it.
So this goes to where I was saying shapes. Like
Yeah,
the
I
shapes
already
help.
screwed up.
It's
Okay.
hard with a pen too.
Yeah, I screwed up. Let me start this over.
It's
I don't know how to count, apparently. Okay,
I
let's start over.
I
here.
found out I was dyslexic, so there you go. We got something in common.
Okay, you got your circle.
All right.
Turn it into an upside down egg, kind of. Get your top, get your bottom, center line, halfway point, another. I'll break it up into 5.
Okay. So the middle's where the
1,
nose
2,
is.
3, 4, 5, right?
Okay, bet.
Now, this spot and this spot, that's where your eyes are going to be.
All right.
And, I've got it a little bit messed up there. I don't have
alright.
it perfectly. You want your hairline to be roughly
My
about
hairline
this.
is way the fuck back.
You want it to be roughly the same distance of the mouth
Yeah.
and the top of the head. So the ears, you're gonna have the ears go from like the top of the eyes to about where the nose is supposed to be.
Hey, yo, it is. That's crazy.
So do it again.
Right there, right? That's why I got that. So if you got a big ass nose, you can have big ass ears. That's how it goes.
A long nose, yeah. I mean, it's not exact. It's just the general.
Look at me, man.
You put the nostrils in about where the corner of the eye is going to be.
So that's what they say when someone has even features that like everything is laid out
proportional.
in proportion.
Right. Now, of course, the math goes deeper and deeper and
Yeah, I
deeper.
bet.
It's not. There's certain techniques to draw the eye. A lot of people have like this misconception that eyes are almond shaped like that, and they're not.
Only Asians.
All right, it's more like the top is more curved than the bottom.
He got to work with UNICEF. I got to stop this, man. Sorry.
And of course you got the tear duct, and then the eyeball, and anyways.
So it's more like it looks more shaped like a car.
Yeah,
Like
okay.
a sports,
I can-
like a
yeah.
Corvette.
Yeah, I could, or a Cybertruck.
Yeah,
actually.
yeah, one of them
It's
like
kinda-
Tesla. Yeah, it's like one of new ass Tesla trucks.
Now I gotta see who's texting me, who's bothering me, who's bugging
know,
me
man.
today.
Damn,
Oh, I got a doctor appointment. Okay.
that's nice.
Yeah. So then, and then you know, you bring the irises, the center of the iris down. That's about where the corner of the mouth's going to be, or sometimes it could be the inner portion of the iris. You know, this is very, very, very rough.
Is this a picture of young VZ here?
I don't know who it is. Then
See,
we'll
look,
I just think it's so cool. Like,
He just brought like it looks like a fucking. It looks like it could be on like a television show. You know what I mean?
you know, I'm just kind of
Fucking
like
Bob
making
Ross.
things up here. As far as the, you know, a lot of it, you know, you just kind of make up the hairline, the shape of the hair.
Do you remember like the first shit that you like to draw when you were coming up? Like
Mickey Mouse.
Mickey Mouse's?
Yeah, I was always drawing Mickey Mouse when I was first learning how to draw. Oh, he has no eyebrows. I got to put some eyebrows in there or something.
That's a new shit.
Yeah, he looks
that
like
shit
an
looks
alien.
fucking phenomenal. That was like, what, 5 minutes?
Yeah, something
That's
like
what
that.
that's bugging him too, man.
He's like, give me back to me. I need eyebrows.
There you go. It looks a little bit less like an alien, but still looking a little bit like an alien.
What if your child grows up to look that, and he predicted it?
That's just so bad.
I'm gonna
That's
keep it.
terrible.
Oh wait, hold up, man. I didn't mean to diss. I thought the baby looked way more adorable upside down. And I'm like, oh shit! I had to take it all back. This guy's bummed. I never would say that ever again.
That's very, very rough. It's just that, well, it's not you. It wasn't meant to be you.
Could be.
I guess.
A younger Jude.
Yeah.
But
Cool, man.
That's
yeah, you know,
badass.
there's a lot of math to it, and what sucks is that I'm terrible at math. But
But it seems like like you kind of do like I can tell if a picture's shit or not by the proportions. Like I don't know the math, but I can feel the math. You know what I mean?
yeah, and it just builds from there. You know, like the full body, you know, is, you know, roughly 7 heads, maybe 7.5 heads tall. And I think it's 3
Is that
heads
why,
wide.
like, sometimes I've seen like I'm not even trying to blaze, but like I've seen people of shorter stature. It looks crazy because their head is the same size as a regular head, but it doesn't make the 7 heads.
Oh, yeah.
You don't have
I mean,
to. I'm just spitballing over here.
yeah, no, I mean, you know, again, that's all. It's arbitrary. You know, 7.5 heads. It could sometimes 6.5 heads.
I know, but then it's like 4 heads. Oh shit, that's a big ass head, man. That's a big
Well,
fucking head, son.
okay, if you're getting into like, you
That's
know,
all I'm saying.
like a dwarf or something like that, or a child,
Yes.
you know, the head's
Child, yeah, that's why. And I've heard tell that's why children have like big old eyes and like
Actually,
adorable features so that you don't murder them.
there's
when they
a,
do stupid things.
There's there's a method to that too. Like you know, years ago, back in the '90s, when I took a cartooning class. Yeah. And one of the things my instructor said was, you know, the difference between drawing a baby and all the way to an old man. And basically, what he said was, the higher up the eyes are, the older the person is. So you got a baby, the eyes are going to be down here.
Ah,
And, you know, a teenager, the eyes are going to be, you know, or an adolescent, the eyes will be over here. Teenager will be kind of in the middle. Old man,
way up there.
it's going to be way up there.
I'm just an old fella.
You know, middle-aged man.
But like, officer, I promise, I thought she was of age. Her eyes was way the fuck up here.
Yeah. And this is exactly how he demonstrated it to us. He just did these circles, and he drew the eyes at the bottom. And
That
he was
does look like a fucking baby,
a baby,
man.
right? Wow. You know, and then yeah, that's exactly how he demonstrated it to us. He just drew some circles, and he drew the eyes at the bottom, and instantly, you know, it was you could tell what he meant.
I remember there was a kid in my class that like nobody would beat him up because he could draw Garfield real good.
Yeah.
Were you like that with the Mickey Mouse? Or did everybody be like, "Oh, draw me Mickey Mouse like this or Mickey
Yep.
Mouse like that"?
Yeah, yeah.
Doesn't it? It's funny. It speaks to a human's need for art. Mm-hmm. Like you go to prison, you'd have been good. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there was right. There was a lot of times when I was in elementary school, 3rd, 4th grade, where it was common for me to be drawing something, and a bunch of kids would be surrounding me, just like looking at what I'm drawing. You know,
Pretty cool, man.
yeah, you know, I guess that's why performing the speed painting live in front of crowds doesn't really bother me too much. You know,
Yeah.
I've got all those eyes watching me. I ain't gonna lie, I do get stage fright every once in a while. Oh yeah, if I'm doing an event and I'm painting in front of like 3,000 people,
Yeah.
you know, it's gonna be a little nerve-wracking, a little bit, you know. But once you get up there and start doing your thing.
Yeah, it's like you get into a flow state, I imagine.
Right. A lot of times I'll be up there on the stage and everything else disappears.
Yeah.
You know, and all it is just me, the paints, and the music. And
That's awesome, man.
yeah, and you know, there could be, you know, 3,000, 4,000 people watching, or even a couple hundred, whatever. A lot of times that disappears. The stage fright kicked in the beginning when I first started doing it, and I was visibly shaking.
How do you get
for
through
a
it?
year. Just do it. Just do your thing.
Yeah.
You know, just do it. Whatever happens, happens.
Yeah.
And then after the pandemic, when the restrictions started lifting, because for a year I wasn't performing live.
Yeah, you're rusty.
I was rusty. I was out of practice. I was trying to stay practiced because I was doing it, you know, at home or whatever, and I was doing videos and posting them up on YouTube and shit. But when I went out in public again after the pandemic, again for like the first couple months, I was visibly shaking as I was painting.
Plus, you an energy dude, right? So everybody was scared as hell. So it's like the vibe. I remember going out. The vibes were like people were fucking petrified and angry, and it was
Yep.
just like, yo, you could feel it. I was supposed to be doing these book readings, and it was just I stopped doing it because it was just felt fucking weird. Half
Yeah.
the people show the people that are there kind of half of them are fucking freaked out. The other half are
Right.
like, it's just like I don't want to play.
Yeah.
It felt gross.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
But like you were doing it for a separate thing, so you could kind of plug in and plug out. I imagine.
Yeah, you're right.
When's your birthday?
October 29th.
It's coming up. It is coming up.
Yeah, I'll be
So
50.
Halloween must be 50 years old.
Yeah. Sucks. But
Does it?
Yeah.
Why do you say that?
I just wish I was still 25, that's all.
Remember how dumb you were when you were 25?
Yeah, I do.
He's like, now I got a conscience. Fuck.
It's like
No, you know, no, actually, I don't mind it. 50s are okay. I'm just glad I'm
yeah,
here.
you're not smoking and shit.
Right. You know, it's just, it'd be nice to be 25 again. But
What
I
would,
think
you, what, would, you,
everyone
what would
says
you do differently as a 25-year-old?
I would have started speed painting sooner. I didn't start until I was about 36.
So you got 11 years on that shit, huh?
Yeah, and if I'd have started, you know, back when I was in my 20s, you know, I'm painting on cruises, I'm traveling the country. Now, you know, maybe I'll bring a buddy along.
Right.
But now, you know, now all my friends, they're married, they got kids, they can't,
Why don't you get married?
I'm busy.
Buddy, you're so talented, you have to come in a lady.
No, you're
We need you to bust and find a
It's-
nice lady and just.
I'm not opposed to it, of course. It's
Yeah.
just that sometimes it's difficult, especially being as tall as I am.
Chicks love tall dudes.
Oh, they say that.
They love a good tree.
They a lot of girls they like tall guys, but from what I've gathered, it seems like they like guys that are like 6'3" ish.
What are you? 6?
I'm 6'9".
You're 6'9"?
Yeah.
You should, and then you can wink at the chick. I'm 6'9", which is the worst fucking position ever. You can't concentrate on shit, but like whatever, you know, it's in your window.
I did date a girl for a little while. She was 5 feet tall, and she called it off because she couldn't handle the stairs. You know, us being in public and me, you know, us getting stared at. I'm used to it, you know. I get stared at all the time. I walk around. I
The
get
fuck kind of excuse
You know
is
what?
that?
Shit, like if you would have accidentally killed somebody, she would have turned you in.
I know.
She ain't no rider, bro.
No.
She's fucking.
This
like,
is-
I can't handle the stairs.
We're going back
I know.
25, 30 years.
I feel you, man, but shit, I'm gonna have to ask my girl about that shit, man.
Yeah, you know, I have had
Kill
girls.
somebody.
I've had girls just flat out tell me you're too tall. You know, but it's that's.
Man, can't nobody. That's stupid.
Fuck.
But you know what?
That's
To be
so
honest with you,
dumb.
honestly, I'm so busy doing the whole speed painting thing. A lot of times I'm not even home. I gotta go to Bermuda in a couple weeks to paint
Yeah.
at an event there. And then as soon as I get back, I gotta go to Chicago. I gotta paint at an event there. Tuesday, I gotta paint at an event in Ohio.
I heard tell.
Okay, fine, but do you get approached? Like, do people approach, like,
No,
No?
not really.
Man,
they
I
don't want to
bet you
bother
that-
the artist?
No,
What the
it's
fuck is-
usually if people approach me, it's usually because they want me to paint something for them or whatever.
Bro, they probably want you to paint that pussy hole. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just teasing, man. But yo, bro, yeah, you probably get hit on, don't even realize it. But
Maybe I am
Yeah.
kind of like
yeah,
ignorant when it comes to
you're fucking oblivious. Here's something. Chicks might
I'm
not.
only
They might
working.
not. They like. Chicks really like whoever's the center of attention. That's kind of a thing. Like,
yeah, you
Like,
you
think
know
of-
what?
think
I
of all
can
the guys
agree
in
to
shitty
you
bands.
there, but a lot of girls also don't like it when the guy gets more attention.
you be like, hold my brushes.
Right, oh, but bro,
You're the one
shit.
beneath my wings, girl. Did you ever know you're my hero? You know.
Yeah, so you know, I mean, you know, I'm doing I do a lot of traveling. A lot of times I'm real busy with the whole speed painting thing.
Yeah,
and I
yeah.
just don't have time. Don't have time to date. Don't even have time to hang out with friends sometimes. But yeah, no, like if
You're
I
going
was,
to Bermuda next.
I know what's that?
You're going to Bermuda
Oh yeah,
next.
yeah, a couple weeks. But you know, it's work.
Where is that?
It's an island in like the Caribbean.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
but it's work.
She went to Detroit schools.
Oh, okay.
He goes, oh, okay.
I'll speak slower. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. Yeah, you know, like I go to all these places, New York, Chicago, whatever. I've been in New York about a dozen times. I've never seen the Statue of Liberty because I'm in and I'm out. You know, I'm there to do a job, and then as soon as I'm done, I gotta leave again.
I think a lot of people don't understand that, but like I feel you.
Yeah.
I've done that before. It's like, man,
I did this Bermuda event last year, and I was working the entire time. I got
you
there.
just stretch it though. Like, all right, man, let me say 3 extra days.
No, because the hotel's like $500 a night. Well, the hotel I was staying at anyway. But and they paid for that. But you know,
Bruh, man,
any extra days, it's on me.
You need to get you a manager, man.
Nah, I had one.
Yeah?
Yeah, they take too much money.
Nah, they
I
ain't,
do
like,
it
I don't even
myself.
want them. I'll be like, hey, look, man, my man, he'll paint. You got a nice looking wife. He'll paint a picture of your wife. Let him stay for the next 3 nights. You can get you some motherfucker.
Yeah.
Now, you got,
Well, you know,
vision, bro. Like, oh, what a beautiful wife you have there. I'll paint her.
You know, if I was going with someone, you know, I
Truly.
would do that. If I'm by myself, I could care less. You know, I'm there, I do my job, and then it's time to go.
I went to a swingers resort by myself. You know
When-
how fucking
when was
pathetic
this?
that is? It's like 15, 20 years ago, man.
Yeah.
It was the saddest. Like I had no girl to swap. Like I had nothing
Right.
to swap. I'm like, so I just walked around. I just ended up doing ecstasy a bunch. Like I get it. Like there's I don't travel a lot because I don't like traveling solo. I'll go visit somebody if they're in a got a buddy in Romania. I want to go see him.
Well, I try to bring someone with me, but
Yeah.
like you know, like I was saying earlier, you know, at the age that I am, you know, my friends they're all the same age, and a lot of them are married, they got kids, they can't leave. You
you gotta
know,
wait for them to get divorced and then they can run around.
yeah. You know,
don't know.
waiting for a few of them. No, just
I know,
kidding.
right?
You know, when I was 25, when we're in our 20s, everyone's single. If I had started speed painting then, man, we could have, you know, we would have tore places up. You know, I paint on cruises a lot, and I'm going by myself. I painted on Kid Rock's cruise, Kiss's cruise, the band Kiss.
I'm
You
gonna
know.
tell you
This
this
is
right
so
now.
badass. Like, you're so
just,
cool.
Yeah, you're probably like autistic.
I don't know. Maybe.
But when it comes to like, yo, bro, I could just picture Cruz, drunken lady, just wanting to fucking have
look at this tall
a time.
artist.
This is probably like just pussy just banging off his head. He's like, oh, I like Star Wars.
When I was still drinking, it was one of the Kid Rock crews I was painting on. I got really hammered. It's been 9 years since that cruise, and I'm still hearing stories of what I did.
Oh, was it fun?
Maniac.
Yeah, sure.
He was told.
I don't remember most of it, but yeah,
Shit, you were living life.
Dave, it was
You
a
were
pleasure
living
having you here. Is there anything I should have asked you?
I can't think of anything. It was a lot of fun just being here.
Man, we appreciate you.
I liked it because we didn't just talk about the speed painting stuff. We talked about other stuff too, and I never get to do that when it comes to interviews. They always want to hear just about the speed painting stuff.
I know, man, right? It's like
I never get to talk about Star Wars on interviews. Rocky.
I'm glad.
I'm also
Well, I
Star
made
Wars
this. Speaking of Star Wars and art, I made this shirt.
That's fucking cool.
It's
I want one. Send me one.
That's a digital painting. I got it on I got a TeePublic page.
The website that I have pulled up.
No, actually, it's kind of difficult to find because it's not under my name. But
okay.
That's my website.
Yes.
I don't have links to my TeePublic page. I think I got a link to my TeePublic page on my Instagram. I think, but it's just art and you go to TeePublic and do a search for art and soul, and my page should come up. It wasn't for a little while, but I think it does now. But yeah, and I just started it. I wasn't trying to start a t-shirt business or anything like that. Honestly, the only reason why I created a TeePublic account was because I wanted to wear the shirts myself.
So what is TeePublic? You can design a shirt and have it printed?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, if you go to TeePublic, teepublic.com,
Man, I got a piss,
and
man.
you can
Go. I'll talk to him.
All right, hold on. Yeah, I'll be right back.
go ahead, mention my name, you get a good seat.